quite jumping in the fountain. Just came down and fancied a dip, so we were like, you know what? It's a beautiful evening. We might as well jump in.
I'm going to my office.
Where I'm going right now. I'm just headed up Princess Street. Thought I'd quickly nip to the shops, grab myself a sandwich or something.
I'm going back to my partner's home.
I'm just going out to get myself, I need some glue.
Well, I'm originally from Texas, but moved to the UK when I was 9, so I've been here ever since.
We went to a shop just along the other side to get fresh turmeric.
I've got a hole in my shoe and I want to stick in.
I'm originally from Poland. Yeah.
I grew up in Glasgow.
And I'm from Finland.
I wanted to make money and work, and that's all I've done my whole life and enjoyed it.
Depends what you mean I grew up. I was born in a place called Oakham in Rutland in England, and then moved to London. And I came to Scotland. But
Music is a big thing. I love to write music and listen to it whenever I can, any genre really. I think that a lot of people say, oh, I only like this specific type of thing, but I think when you say, oh, I can try and listen to any new kind of music that I've never listened to before and try and find what I can appreciate about it, I think that you can start to really enjoy a lot more about it.
Well, it's good to be alive for one thing, and that makes me happy. Listen to good music, reading good books, spending time with my daughter and son.
I'm a solo artist, so just piano, synth, trying to learn how to produce, but I'm not very good at it so far.
Depends on my mood. I mostly listen to classical music, but there's other kinds of music. You know, sometimes dance music can cheer you up, you know.
I've been playing piano since I was 8 or 9, so 13, 14 years. But I've only recently, over the last 5 years, started doing actual indie or pop music.
Helping people. And I think when you get older, it's quite difficult to accept help because you were the one that's done the helping. But we must grow old gracefully, and we must receive the help kind neighbors give us. And this is my way to say thank you, neighbors. They're so good to me.
Been involved in business, quite diverse. Property, buying and selling property, had an investment company. Broke the monopoly in law in the civil and criminal courts in Scotland in 1988. Tried to bring 3D cinema and omniversum for science to Scotland and failed because they couldn't see the future in 3D. They said there was no future in 3D. So that church is still lying rotting in Perth called St Paul's. If anybody from St Paul's or the council is listening and looking at this.
A range of things, from initially a sweet shop owner to I wanted to be a script writer for movies, but yeah, I think after that there was a period I wanted to be a lawyer, and then musician since I was about 16, 17.
Doing spontaneous stuff. It's just exhilarating. Yeah.
My friends, I guess.
My girlfriend and beer.
Well, a lot of 3D that they were developing at the time was down to the United States Air Force, and it was the Air Force base in Colorado, the Top Gun Academy, that owned the rights to the systems such as Digistar. And I was working there for a couple of days. That was fabulous. But the councils here in Scotland said that they didn't believe that the people in Scotland would like 3D cinema.
I'd love to be an actress, so hopefully acting or doing something like that. I have the same thing.
No, I grew up down near London, but my parents moved up here a few years ago, and I came here after university. I was hoping to be in the Netherlands by this point, but obviously with the pandemic situation, I couldn't move yet.
Well, one of the things I'm afraid when you get to my age is, friends and so on who die. That's always sad. Sometimes sad stories make me sad, really.
It makes me sad when I see some of the young people going the wrong way and taking drugs, and it makes me so sad to see these camps which is so horrible. And I feel so helpless, I can't go and help them. It makes me so sad.
Just the way it is, everyone is lying and the government's teaching them all to be snitches, turn your fellow man in. 1939 Goebbels.
At least for a few months, but I could see myself living here for a number of years.
I don't really get sad.
What makes me sad? A lot of things to do with the way that people are treated. Because I was a big political activist back in university, but I had to put it on the back burner a bit so that I could make sure that it wouldn't jeopardize my status moving out of the country.
And all these children, what chance have they got in life if they don't get education?
No, not at all, wasn't given a chance. I think there's a fear here in Scotland between councils and planning, and they tend not to take risks, and that's self-evident when you go about the cities in Scotland. They're all very much the same as they were 60 years ago. They've just built the V&A in Dundee, and it's dire. I mean, museums are old, they're gone, they're finished. They've had their day. Being alive and having my health, that's it. Without that, I don't know what it's like to be dead yet.
Reincarnation.
No, I go to heaven. I hope so. I don't know. I guess I'll find out. Go to hell. Probably.
God, well, it depends if you believe in the spiritual life. And I live in a haunted house, so there is afterlife. What form it takes, just now, it can be quite annoying in the house. It upsets some guests. They've lost guests that's been staying there that can't cope with it, so they leave.
I think life has no intrinsic meaning. It's up to us to give it meaning.
I had a gentleman that just left because he said there was a presence in the room and it was pushing down on him, and he was terrified, Nathan, and he left. I had people in the old servants' quarters, and when they told me at a meal one night that when their daughters were at the kitchen sink, there was a really old woman at the door in grey, smiling. Took it seriously, but I really took it seriously when, after they'd left, another couple moved in, and they described an instant in the early hours of the morning and identified the same woman. So I've got letters from one of those parties.
Yes, I did, but I'm very dyslexic, so when you're dyslexic at my age, we were kind of thought of as stupid. So I learned very quickly to do my very best. And all my reports were, Jeanette has done, she's done her best and she can't do better.
I've seen the women, they were switching the TV off. And there's a Chinese restaurant in East Kilbride, Victor and Linda Van, and my company had done work for their house, and they came over to give me the last cheque and a gift, and they said to me, you have to stop shouting at the spirits. And I says, how do you know? She says, both myself and Victor felt the presence as soon as you come into the house.
Wanderlust. I just get settled somewhere and then I pack up and go. The grass is not greener.
I think we need to do a lot more about looking after the environment, and I hope a lot more is done for the sake of my children and grandchildren.
Mostly with a group called Bristol Student Staff Solidarity, who made sure that members of the university staff and members of the students were treated fairly by the university, and that they were able to be safe while attending. Things such as making sure that there was affordable housing for students, disability housing, so that there could actually be accessibility for students. They've actually just set up a new rent strike that's they announced that today, and then Metro are about to do a big interview with some of them. I just know that because of being involved in groups like that, it meant that we were also standing in solidarity with a lot of minority groups, especially during things like BLM, and a lot of protesters have been targeted by police after that. So I think that I have to just maybe, if I'm looking to leave the country, stand back and be safe for at least a little bit.
Meaning of life, to be happy and to help people if you can help them, rather than be obstructive and get in the way of people. I don't drink, I don't smoke, don't gamble. I think it's a waste of life. There's so many people waste their lives, and it's a futile exercise.
I think we're here to help each other. That's what I feel.
For me, it's in the connections we have with other people. Yeah, if we can be happy with each other and sort of find love and kindness, then that is the most important thing.
Do what you love.
Yeah, precisely. And don't let people boss around you.
For people to fight the lockdown.
I'll just say, you keep faith and help people, and you'll be okay.
Be happy, enjoy every day. Find yourself a girl that makes you happy, or a man if you're that way inclined, whichever, or a woman if you're a woman. But just enjoy life, and as long as you keep breathing, you'll be fine.
I would say as I started, I can't remember, you asked me one question, I said, it's good to be alive, and I think people should remember that more often perhaps.